Y'all check it out. I got my Falcon racing transmission out. I got the light rebuild kit here. In this episode, we're going to go through and put new clutches in it. So I already had the transmission out where that we were putting those oil restrictors in. And these kits have been on back order for like, I think the last 2 years. And they finally got them back in stock, so I grabbed one up. While I got the transmission out, I want to go ahead and put the kit in it because I've got like at least 3 full seasons on these transmissions. And I've heard people say that they'll go 4 or 5 seasons if you'll treat them right, you know, like use a winch to load it in a trailer and don't ride that lower gear clutch any at all. And then some people say every 2 years. And so I'm at 3 years with it and I have an opportunity. The kits were in. So I'm just going to go ahead and put it in while I've got the chance. Just one less thing to have to worry about. So let's go through this right quick. And I have never done this before. It doesn't look like it's rocket science. I did print out the instructions. It's got an exploded diagram. This is on Winter's website because this is a Winter's product. And anyway, so I've got the exploded diagram and I've got step-by-step instructions and everything. So yeah, let's get to it. All right, the kit itself is basically just seals, gaskets, some O-rings, and then the clutch packs. This is just the metal part here because it tells us in the instructions to soak the fiber discs for 2 hours in ATF transmission fluid before we install it. So they want these to be good and impregnated before you pack them together. So I've had those soaking. So I've got stacks of these and then the metal rings that go between them. Looking at the instructions and everything, first thing we got to do is get the shifter rods and the detents and everything out of it. So we got to pop this side plate off. Now, I don't know how much different this would be from a Burt or a Brin. Of course, they're all doing the same thing. They got an in and out, you know, they got a direct in and out for, you know, top gear. And then the friction cone, you know, is pulling a side gear for low and reverse. And, you know, how much different they are? They probably have all got a similar stack of discs, I would assume. And I would assume it's kind of the same thing where that the work is in just getting everything apart to get the stack out and back in, and then just getting everything back in around it in the right order. But I can't speak to them, because I haven't ever done this one, but I haven't ever done those either. But we'll see how bad this one is. And I wouldn't be afraid to try one of them either. There's a lot of people that do this. I've got a lot of guys I race with that they're like, yep, I've done it. It's not terrible. Just take your time. You know, most people are like, oh yeah, just take your cell phone, take pictures as you go. Make sure you print out the exploded diagram and the blueprints and stuff before you start. You'll be fine. You know, so that gives me some confidence. All right, side plate's loose. All right, and I've got a magnetic bowl here that all my bolts are going to go in. And I have got 2 springs here. Oh, that gasket looks great. Tell I've never been in this thing before, so I don't want to mess these up. All right, so here is this spring, here is this. They are the same length and the same size, so I'm not worried about those being mixed up. And there should be a ball in each one of them. Let me get a, there it comes, there it comes. Come here, gotcha. Let's see if I can do that again. Gotcha. There's always some kind of way to skin a cat. All right, I got those 2. This one right here is the stop for the main drive. There we go. There. There's the spring. There's a bowl way down in there. Let's see if I can get this one to do the same thing. Yep. Came right up. Okay. There's my balls and my springs. And they're out. Now, I've got 2 shifter forks. Sit y'all up here. All right. I've got 2 shifter forks, and then these shafts should come out. I think it looks like around an 1/8 inch. Ooh, that bad boy right there got Loctite on it. That bad boy right there was fierce tight. So there's a pin going in between these two, and so there's timing between them in order to get them to slide out. All right, so I've got that one. And this fork goes on this shaft, so I'm gonna slide those two back together. Take that out. I'm gonna lay you right there. And then we're gonna, and that one is a different size. Well, you're not gonna mix them up because I made them a different size. That was smart. A little bit loose. Okay, that's tight. That's a bad dude right there. Boy, when you on little Allen wrenches like that weirds me out. Makes me want to get an impact Allen on it or something, but we're going to see if we can get there. We're going to see if we can get there. See if I can't just, you know I'm in it good. Let me make sure I'm seated good. Yep, I'm seated good. Come on, Betsy. Oh! Woo! Well, that's not the kind of feeling you want on this stuff, I'm telling you. That is tight, golly. That's some critical components that they do not want coming apart. Definitely some red gel Loctite. Oh, I can see the red Loctite in there around it, yep. I could have heated that up and that would have. Okay, so I got this one loose. Shaft's coming out. Shaft is out. And there's the fork out. Back together. No mistaking. Know what goes where. Them two right there. There's a cross pin that went right between these two shafts, and I got to slide it out the end here. There it goes. There it goes. You just got to have the right tool. Ah, got it. Can't see it there. Little pin. All right, you in there. Okay. All right, so gears, everything, forks are off. All right. Now, tail shaft assembly should come off now. Shoulda, coulda, woulda. I'm telling you. Goes. Lift it straight up. All right. So, the way this works, everything we're working on is in here. Everything we're working on is in here. All right, I'm gonna set this to the side for a second. Except for the master cylinder. Say master cylinder, the clutch slave. It's not the master cylinder. The master cylinder is what you push in on your floorboard at your foot. The slave is the part that actually works it. But the slave for the clutch is right here. All right. Let's see if I can get this. Wouldn't hurt my feelings none if I didn't tear this gasket up. You never know. Got a problem and you need to get in something and you don't have a gasket, you'd be glad you kept that sucker. Right here, that right there, it's got DOT 3 brake fluid behind it. and it is a plunger that is the slave. And we need to get all of the transmission fluid off from around it, because we don't want any transmission fluid down in it. We're going to put, there should be a new O-ring in that kit for it. Alright, before I get done with this slave right here, while I'm beating and banging around on it, I need to take this seal out the back of it and go ahead and replace this seal. It's got a snap ring right here. Let's see if I can get this snap ring out. I know I saw the end of that snap ring. There it is. There she is. And one thing that's different about the Falcon, and I knew this the hard way, it doesn't have a bushing around the around your yoke. The other transmissions are like a Falcon where they have a bushing that you slide into. This thing has got a set of needle bearings. And when I first bought this thing, I didn't know that it had a requirement for a hardened yoke. And the yoke, I get to get in vibration in my drive shaft, in my drivetrain. I could feel vibration and stuff, and I was chasing it, trying to figure it out, and I had the drive shaft out. And I had a notch, and like an inch wide notch, just wore down, like you had took that yoke and put it on a lathe and just cut it down in the middle. And it's where those needle bearings had chewed that yoke down. And, you know, I thought it was something wrong, like out of balance or something done it. Well, then I actually got to reading. You know, we tear up stuff and then we read. But anyway, I got to reading, and no, like they recommend a hardened yoke because of this right here. But no issues with this one at all in any way. Everything is good on it. We're just going to put a new seal in, because that seal has had a transmission in and out of it a many times. So I'm going to put a little bit of lube on it. I don't know that it's going to have to really have it, but better safe than sorry. Alright. I don't know if this is officially a seal driver, but seal driver. That's a spiral lock. I said this was a snap ring, and it's not. It's a spiral lock. Got to clean the boogers off of it before we put it back in there where it should lay down. There we go. It's a little easier to put in. Yeah, get in there. Just get them started, and you just go around, like ring around the rosies, around, you should be able to walk it in there. There we go. Come on, Betsy. You can do it. There it goes, there it goes, there it goes. No special tools required. There. And just make sure that end is up in the groove, and it ain't gonna come out. Okay, so we went ahead and got that out of the way. Alright, because otherwise it's just the bearings. I'm not changing the bearings. I didn't get the full kit to do the bearings. Don't need the bearings. It's just a light refresh. Now, that plunger right there, I want to get any transmission fluid out from around it. Alright, fresh piece of paper towel. Okay, come here. Get up here. Fresh piece of paper towel. There's the collar ring that was in front of it right there. Alright. And a little bit of air pressure, and that should just pop right out. Oh, there it went. And of course, that's brake fluid in behind that. Brake fluid looks terrible. Probably need to tell you that's a good point. I'm going to put fresh fluid in it and pump out and be all fresh fluid from one end to the other. That aluminum is soft. That's just cast. That's soft cast aluminum there. And if I go just dragging an O-ring pick across it, I will not be happy with the outcome from that. Ooh, that is so tight. That is tight in there. Brake fluid. Not petroleum, not grease, not Vaseline, brake fluid. Down in the hole we go. All right. Okay, so now our plunger here, again, no oil. Kim, I'm gonna need another roll of paper towels when this is over. I am eating them up. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna pour a little bit down in there. Some of that's gonna run out. That's okay. I'm lubing everything. Lube, 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 lube. Down in there. Down in there you go, baby. You can do it. Yep. Down in the hole. Oh, there it is. And see, it was squirting out, which that helped because that pushed the air, so I've just got brake fluid. Now, this metal ring lays in there, but I don't know, when I go to put this together, I'll probably have to like place this in the process. That is ready because we're not putting any of the bearings or anything in. So tail shaft assembly, got a new seal for the slade, got a new seal for the yoke, and we'll just take and we're just going to set it aside. That's the drive right there. That's a big old beefy piece right there, so I'm going to set you right there. Alright, and I should be able to take and unbolt the front right here now. I should be able to just drive this out. I won't go crazy, I'm just using the yellow tip there. Alright, so there's, I've got a seal right there I'm going to replace. Lay you right there. Then that's that bearing right there we're knocking loose. There it goes. Alright, so the bearing's loose. Now we're not going to replace the bearing. Everything just looks great. Everything looks just great, 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 great. We'll leave that alone. Alright, now what are we down to? Well, there's our main stack. And then I think that's going to be the reverse right there. So let's get that reverse out. I think I can get that reverse out. That's what I figured. Oh, y'all can't see it, can you? All right. There's an O-ring right there. See it? And it's just a reverse gear right there. I believe is all that is. Reverse, low. I don't know. Like I said, I ain't done this before. But anyway, sit you up here. Sit right. Hands on it. Alright, shaft out. There's the shaft. There's the gear. Needle bearings inside of it, and it went in. Y'all help me remember. Big gear this way. Like this, which I got a schematic, so we'll make sure. I'll tell you what I can do. I can do that right there, and that'll help me to know it goes in that direction. Now we are down to the money. We are down to the money. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Those 3 pins right there are pins that the slave pushes on to push the clutches in. So I'm going to lift them out of there. We don't want to lose them. They're all 3 the same. I'm going to lay them right there. Alright. And there's a Welch plug in the end of that right there. I don't know why. There's a Welch plug there. And that shaft goes all the way through to the bottom here. And I've got a couple of blocks. So I can lay this up here on some blocks. I think, and it said that I needed to make a 1-inch shaft, and I'll bet that's what that's for. It said for me to make a 5.2-inch 1-inch shaft, so I made one. Oh yeah, oh that's moving. My 1 inch is truly 1 inch, but it probably need to be less, because that got tight in the housing right there, and I don't want to seize that up. So I will get a drift and drive that. I may be able to just grab it and pull it down. Yeah, let me get a brass drift. We'll get a brass drift on it. There it is. There it is. All right, that's out. I got my shaft in there in place of that. I don't mess that stack up. Okay, so the whole stack, y'all see that? All right, the whole stack is in there. It's just sitting in there, all nice and happy. Now will the whole stack slide over? Let's see. I bet it will. Ooh, ooh, ooh. All right, so it slid over. Okay, and now it come up. All right, I got my hand on it, but I'll stick that shaft down through there where I can keep it from coming apart on me and getting out of order. All right, so there it is in order. Oh, there it is. There it is. There it is. Is that it? All right. There is a thrust washer that was on the bottom. All right, so a couple pieces on the bottom here. It's right here. Okay. That's good. All right, let's sit this side, show y'all what it is. Okay. Get over here. All right. So, I have got washer, washer, thrust, washer. I'm turning them over. Alright, and then there's the hub with needle bearings. Those needle bearings will slide right out, so I'm going to lay that down just like that. And then here's my stack. Oh, and then there's springs right here. There's springs, so that's what the springs is. What, like, you push against, it'll push it to disengage it and get all the clutches undisengaged. Another set of bearings right here. So that spring and washer is going. I'm going to turn it over and sit it right there like that. Keep everything in the right order. And then here is my stack. And then there is another set of thrust underneath the bottom. Alright, so here's my stack. And those look great. Alright, so I've got a big aluminum drive plate right there on the bottom. I'm going to put that back. Keep it in order. And then I've got plate, ring, plate, ring, plate, ring, plate, ring, plate, ring, plate, ring, plate, ring. Okay. So then I've got my stack. Okay. It's easy. I say that now. I ain't got back together yet, y'all. One of the things I want to do, it says that they used to have a thinner stack. It used to be a thinner stack, and now it's a thicker stack. And so there's a difference between them. And I was just checking. So that plate right there is 60. That plate right there is 72. So there's a difference in the thickness of the plates. But then the actual friction disc itself, that's 110,000. And that friction disc right there is 78,000. So if I had to guess, I bet there's a different count in the stack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 7. And then that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes. So what they did is they thinned it down in the new one. They thinned it down and then added in another friction disc. Okay. No biggie. No biggie. But let's see what the total stack thickness, how much that changes. Make sure we're not going to have any problems. Okay, so the stack that come out, 965. And the stack that's going in, it's got one more friction disc and drive plate in it. Kind of get them, make sure they're down good and tight, is $971. And I'm going to say that difference between the two is just seating and stuff. Like they're virtually identical. Which tells me, setup wise, I should be able to put this all back together, and the settings and everything on this thing ought to be just money. You know, I shouldn't have to like do any major adjusting or like, oh, it's tight now and it's not right, and blah, 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 blah. It's like everything should be great. So, I am just going to start putting this thing together. So, we'll just reverse the order. There's one, and there's one. And see, with them being close to the exact same size, that's pretty much telling me that those discs were like new or close to it. So we'll pack them up, save our parts and stuff, and then if we have a disaster and shed one night or something, we'll be like, oh, we got a good set, let's go, let's throw them in right quick. And now, and once I've done it one time, all right, so there's my thrust washer right there. I'll leave it sitting right on the floor. And then this, I'm going to turn that over. You go right there, and I know where the trouble will be. The trouble putting this back together is as you're driving that shaft in, you're going to be sitting there chasing, trying to get all this stuff to line up and not bend anything. That's the reason for using a shaft. That makes perfect sense now. Okay. I saw you fall out. You ain't going nowhere. And that one went in the bottom. And then that one went. And then that went in between them. And then that went at the top. Okay. And then that is going right down on there. I'll pick that up. Ooh, that just come all to pieces on me, didn't it? Tricky, tricky, tricky. All right. There it goes. Should be just able to spin it down on there. Yep. And now all this stuff is lining up, right? That is on the top, and that is on the bottom. Yep. Yep. Now, how we get it back in there, y'all? I'm open to suggestions. We're gonna get back in there. I'm gonna sit you right there. I'm gonna sit you right here. I am going to put that jack shaft in and just get it down until I'm going to line you up. I don't have to sit there and try to turn you afterwards because you are tight. Ooh, you tight. Yep, that'll work. Where we at on time? It's a long video here, y'all. I can't help it. Sometimes they go like this. Okay, we're gonna take and put that. We're gonna put y'all up under here, and I'm gonna stick my finger through here, and I'm gonna drop you down in there like that. And I am going to sit you down. Put that jack shaft through you right there. Yep, like that. And then I got you in there. And I'm going to let you just go just like it right there. So you get over there. Oh, I wish I could show y'all this. So I can see all the way down through there, and I can see my shaft down at the bottom. And so I should just be able to take a long screwdriver. Yep. This is making sense now. And just work and line everything up, and then just work it up through there without having to worry about pinching it by accident or anything. I'm gonna loosen this up just a little bit. Yeah, this ain't too bad. Yep, okay, so I'm gonna sit here and work this. Before I get it so I've got it so I got the shaft up until I got those 3 on the bottom done. Those were the boogers. Everything else is just lining up. So before I go further though, I'm gonna drop these top ones in right here. I think it says to just drop them in here like this, so let's see. So that's a spring in there that we're both supposed to be able to push down. It's 40 to 60 thousandths clearance. So let's see. Yeah, that's gonna go. It should just slide in there. Oh yeah, that goes. Ain't too bad. I wonder if they'll all go like that though. Difference between 1 and 4. Okay, yep, there went that one. That's 1 down. There you go. So, I need to probably make a tool just for this. Oh yeah. I could hook that under that edge and give her a little twist. I think I can slide that right in. Oh, that just goes so easy. Hey, this is working. This is working. Hey, this is working. Ha! Maybe I should just go into business rebuilding transmissions. Like, yeah, I say that this damn thing will never work. Now that I said that, I done jinxed myself. Y'all, just as sure as I'll get out. Hang on. Hey, yeah. Stacks in. Yep. And it says you should have 40 to 60 thousandths of in play there. And that's, well, I know for a fact I've got whatever I had minus 10 because, I mean, we measured. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. That's beautiful. Which, I mean, I could take a feeler gauge and put it under there and see exactly what it is. But, like, I know it's good. Okay. And I can look down through there and see that my jack shaft, I don't have anything in the way, which gives me a lot of confidence to just start taking, and yeah, it's just, I'm just driving the shaft up through here, and I'm just watching it as it goes, and I mean, I'm there, dude. I'm at the top. Oh yeah. I'm there. Let's see. So, yep. I am literally at the top. So, come back around like this. I'm going to turn that just a little bit. Right there. Oh man. That is everything's free, everything's turning. Yep, feels great. Feels great. Boy, I tell you, I thought that was going to be worse than what it was. Now, I ain't got the whole thing together yet. I better be quiet. But, hang on. That wasn't bad. I thought that was going to be worse than what it was. Now, okay, that shaft's back in there. And it's buttoned up with new drives. So, we reverse order. I think the next one that goes in was the reverse. The reverse was the next one that goes in. So let's put it in there. Alright, so grab U right here. And U was on that shaft like that right there. Alright. That O-ring off there. Put a new one on it. There it goes. Sit it there. Alright. A little bit of lube on it. Big end toward the roll pin. Yep, that was how it was. And so that means that that is in there like this. So I'm going to take you and I'm going to slide you. Right. Yep, get on there. Get on there. Turn you just a little bit. Yep, that's all lining up. You, okay, that one's in. All right, now there's them two. And the next one was the input shaft. Yep, input shaft. All right, and the input shaft goes right down in here. Looks great. I don't see any problem. Did I miss anything? Y'all tell me if I missed something now. I'm gonna move y'all over here. I'll clean y'all up and put you up later. Okay, so sit you up. That sticks out the bottom, so I need some boards to prop it up on. Prop it up on a couple boards. And you just sit there just like that. Yep. You just sit there just like that. And make sure that's input shaft seal in, and it's got O-ring goes here, cleaning it up. Had a battery go dead on me, y'all. I'm sorry about that. I didn't get to show taking the seal out, but I didn't realize it. Anyway, it'll be alright though. Okay. So like that goes like that, so that seal is in there like this. So you sit right there for a second. Let me, yeah, so poke it around them splines right there. There it goes. Now I felt it go in there. Wasn't quite there. Okay. And then these right here. Alright, so these are just going to get thread sealant back on. I'm going to use the same sealant on these bolts that go into the wet. I'm going to use the same sealant like I use on head bolts for a small block Chevrolet. Just a Teflon sealant here. Use the same exact stuff. Yep. And we will hoover these bad boys up. And I think they only torque to about 15 foot-pounds, which is about, half a Ooga type, No Ooga, put it that way. No Ooga Doogas. No cordless Ooga Doogas. No air Ooga Doogas. No kind of Ooga Doogas on something that only needs 15 foot-pounds. Because you'll Ooga it right out of its misery. There won't be nothing left of it, y'all. Feels good. Let it rip, tail tip. Alright. So now we're there with that. We've got that. And reverse is in. And the dog collar thing we do, it goes back in there. Right there. Right? Yep, right there. I think that's right. Is that right? Which way does that go, y'all? Does it go that way or that way? I can't remember. It goes with the big end out. It goes this way. It does not go that way. It goes this way. Yeah. Alright, so let's put these two input shaft seals in. Pop that one out right there. I think they're both identically the same size. So I'm going to just clean that up. Seal driver. Brake clean. If you scar this up, you probably need to put some sealant on it. If you see scars on it, you probably need to put some sealant on it. I'm just going to go and say it. Because it's got a rolled edge. No, they're both rolled. These 3 pins is what actually engages the clutch. That's the wear side right there. Which side? That side right there. These 3 pins is what the slave pushes, and it pushes that stack, and it pushes the clutches together. That's how that works. Okay, that's in. That's clean. That's clean. And then I've got this clean new gasket that goes right here. It's all pretty and right and proper. And it says, Jason, don't worry, I will not leak. I will do you right. So there it is. Nothing on it, just dry. Ain't gonna screw around that gasket. And I don't want to put a bunch of sealant or something on it and it squish into places it shouldn't. And now I'm going to take it, I'm going to lay you right here like this. You just figure out a way to lay it. I'm going to lay it right there, right, like that right there. Okay. And now I'm going to take, because I got my collar in here. And I got to get my bolts ready to go. So, with some goober stew, right? Because they're sealed. They go into the wet. All right. So, that right there. I'm gonna slide that in right here. And just like that. Got that ring in there now. Okay. So now I can take and turn it back up. Thank you for doing right. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. Put some sealant on all these. I think these torques are like 35 foot-pounds. I'll get a torque wrench out on these. I think what we're down to now is just our shifter forks. If I'm not badly mistaken. And I think we have to put the big boy here in first. If I'm not badly mistaken. I put big boy in here first. Alright. Yep. So, I'm going to slide this up. Get up there. Drop that shifter in there. And then drop that in there like that. And not going to go quite all the way because we got a big old cross shift pin here. It's got to go in from the top. So I got to push it in. Push it across. Should be easier to put in than it was to get out though. Yeah, I feel it. Okay. Alright. Okay. I knew I had some Loctite here somewhere. I got some red gel. Ooh. Shot everywhere. Alright. I'm going to line this bad boy up here. Well, if you come loose, it ain't going to be because I didn't do enough. Okay, there's that now. In the top right here, instructions say, it says a half turn from the bottom. Let's drop the ball in. Drop the ball in. Ball is in. I'm going to put the spring in. Okay, we got a spring in. Now we're going to drop the bolt in. Yep. All right, so that's out of gear. So I'm gonna see about bottoming it out right here. Okay, so that's bottomed right there. It says go a half a turn back, so that's right there. All right, so we're gonna lock it down right there. Now, let me see how that feels as far as detent when I snap it in gear. Yep, it's snapped in. And it's always been so tight that I had to like take a wrench and do it. I couldn't take my hand and pull it. Yep, it feels exactly, yes, it feels exactly the same. So when you're setting your detent to lock it in high gear, you're not bottoming it out with it in high gear, because that's you bottoming it out and the ball down into the notch. Well, then you ain't got enough room for it to jump out of the notch to get it out of gear. It's you setting it with it not in high gear, only a half a turn up from bottom. Well, then now your spring is loaded and the spring can unload and drop it into the hole whenever you go into high gear. So that explains that. Now, these two right here, they're easy because you just drop the ball in the hole, drop the ball in the hole, we close. Spring goes here, spring goes here, boom, looking good. Wipe all the little goobers and make sure I ain't put no scars or scratches or no stupid on there. And that gasket goes right there. And oh yeah, I'm feeling good about this right here. I am feeling good about this. All right, and this goes right here. Some of these bolts are into the jacket and some aren't, but it don't matter. I'm just going to assume they all go into, just go into the transmission fluid, so I'll just put sealant on all of them. Oh, I am making a mess now. I'm in a hurry, y'all. I'm in a hurry. I'm about to have another battery go down on the camera. This right here was a long one, wasn't it? But I had to do it. I had several of y'all was like, you know, let's show that. And y'all know I love the in the shop stuff. I mean, this is my jam anyway, so I was like, shoot, yeah, we'll make a video on this one right here. We will make a video on this and hopefully put it back in the car and go racing too on the next one. And so I kind of split it up. We have some videos that are the how-to videos, and then we got the at the track, and then we got Rachel. You know, I mean, this is just what we're really doing, y'all. I'm just showing everything. So the question is, are you subscribed? I mean, you know, come on now. You've stuck with me this long. If you stuck with me through this whole video doing all of this, yeah, subscribe, y'all. We're trying to build up. I think we just passed it. The time I'm videoing this, I looked and we were like 6,000 subscribers. Man, I would love to get to 10,000 this year. That would be awesome, but it's gonna have to be a lot of video sharing and stuff going on for me to get there, that's for sure. I think we've just about killed every gremlin. I just went ahead and put the kit in this one because it's just like, dadgum, let's get ahead of some of this stuff. Okay, I'm quitting. What's left? Any parts left? Nope, no parts left. That's a good start. Ready to go. Reverse, pulls out. You got to be in the middle here. Let's see. Yep, right there. And then that. Yep, right there. And then that. Yep, and then that's reverse right there. Yep. 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 We're good. I'm hot. I'm tired. This video's over. If you ain't subscribed, subscribe. See you next time.